should be empty, so we shouldn't run out of space on there.
All right. What is the biggest difference between what you guys have just, are about to put out and the EP, Into the Light, Holy Voices, that sort of thing? Musically.
Yeah. I think the biggest difference, I think we were more able to incorporate our influences just in this album, whereas before I think we had a lot of the same influences, but just as a band, we've progressed to the point where we can better insert those into our songs, and I think they may be a little more obvious, which I don't think is a bad thing, because it's music that we like. So I think if it shows up in our music, we're happy with that. I think, I think from this album to compared to the EP, we're just better able to do that, and I think it's a bit more obvious where we're coming from musically on these new songs and stuff, for sure.
Who are some of the influences?
Well, there's a lot. I mean, we listen to a pretty good variety of stuff. I've gotten into a lot of sort of singer-songwriter folk stuff. There's a few of us that are into some more indie rock stuff. Andrew's from Atlanta. Let's do a lot of like Manchester Orchestra, Brand New, and that kind of thing. And all from there to Brian, our guitar player, loves John Mayer, and we listen to Coldplay, and so I think as a band, we listen to a lot of stuff that's outside of the worship genre that we hope to sort of incorporate into that. I mean, as well as guys like David Crowder and Robbie Seaman and those kind of things, which are definitely, it's not as if we're outside of that genre at all, but a lot of the music that we listen to is. So I hope that there's a sort of blending of those things. But yeah.
Can you hear any Kanye beats on this album?
No. Well, there might be, there might be some. There might be yeah, I don't know. There's definitely some poppier moments. Andrew did a lot of good stuff on keys that we're pretty excited about. So but we might have to make more of a foray into some more dance hip hop type of situation. Yes.
So we've heard 2 songs so far that have been put on the website. Obviously, you've played other stuff live. But I'm gonna ask you about some lyrics from a couple of the songs that you've already put on the website, and you can kind of tell me where they came from, and kind of what they mean to you.
Sure.
This is from What Love, when it says, "There is a pure and faithful groom proposing to a prostitute. He says, 'Would you be my bride?' Beautiful." Scripturally, obviously, there is this metaphor of us being a prostitute and Christ being the bridegroom. Mm-hmm. Is that directly where this comes from?
Yeah, sort of that, as well as some personal experiences. Obviously, there's the book of Hosea, and this whole metaphor of like you say, of us being this prostitute and God's constant pursuit of us, despite our unfaithfulness. And there's also in over the past few years, had the chance to actually during doing some homeless ministry and meet some women that were kind of caught up in that lifestyle, and sort of for various reasons, obviously, and had them talk to me about Jesus. There's one woman in particular that we met in Florida. We're out trying to feed some people, and she she basically was asking why we were down there, what we were doing, and we told her that we thought if Jesus were here today, these are the people that he'd be with, these are the people that he'd be spending time with, and so that's what we thought we needed to do. And her response to that was that he was already there, and it's something that stuck with me for a long time, and that happened far before I wrote that song. But it just it's always been a very vivid image to me, and especially given the fact that that's prostitutes and that kind of thing is something that's still very much current and true, and exists in our times. There's a lot of things in the Bible that are certainly relevant, but we don't see them walking around. Whereas we see Jesus interacting with actual prostitutes, and we have, you know, there is that in our culture, and so it seems to me it can be a very real metaphor for us now, something that we can see today.